Hey, welcome back to Copperhead Cast-Downs. Welcome back to a new episode. On our 39 Bedford. 1 tonner, Holden, rat rod, morphing, whatever you want to say, build. For $5,000. We're building this for $5,000, eh? So, if you're new to the channel, get down there, eh? And have a look at the earlier episodes on this build. Or maybe some of our other builds, but have a look at our earlier episodes on this build and you'll catch up to what is going on with it, how it all will come about and what the plan is. But the plan is we're building these for $5,000 driving down the street, okay? Unheard of in Australia, that's right, yes it is. So, today, well, what I've decided is I'm not going to make a plan. If I make a plan, it will go pear-shaped. So, what are we going to do? Who bloody knows what we're going to do? What I'm going to do though is we're going to take Chief out of the shed. We're going to bring our 1940 in the shed. So that's one job I'm going to do. I've got a mate from down the street who's going to come down and give me a hand to do that. So you might see little snippets of him cruising around. Then we're going to jump on this. We're waiting on some more parts to arrive. We tried to start it the other day. I nearly caught fire to it. You'll have to go watch the last episode for that. If you want to see me explain what happened there. I've got no footage of it, but yeah, we nearly set fire to the thing. And in here, I've got some hosing I bought. And we've got all these pedals. Get them out of there. We've got all these box of pedals. So we're going to have a look, see if we can utilise one of those brake pedals. We'll get rid of this wheelwood pedal that we have got just sitting there clamped. So we'll get rid of that, and I think that's what I'm going to try to do, is maybe try to get that pedal organised. I don't know, we'll see what we do. I don't know what we're going to do, we'll just see. Play it by ear, eh? We can do a couple of brake lines, because I've got the fittings for that, so we can do a couple of brake lines and get them done. We've got those hoses that I just showed you, we can put them on. And if we could try to get this stupid pedal, that would be so much of a relief in my head. Alright, we're waiting on parts, we're waiting on a new coil, so we can't do the motor now, we're waiting on a new coil to come. We're waiting on a carby rebuild kit to come. We can look at trying to fix that. So, anyway, we got to tidy this shed up because it's starting to get horrid again. Alright? That's the plan. Hey? Is that a plan? That's not really a plan. That's what we're going to try to do. Anyway, let's see what we can try to pull off. Reaper.
Taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take a new song. And you cannot save me, cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots.
You are not as tough as
I don't slack, don't lose, learn your lesson yet. When I get to choose what I do, I'm like a weapon. I'm not sharp as many, but got hard, I'm ready to change. Scars to envy, to win large and plenty. I like to play fast, never change back. Calling out, I'll pay back, cause I'm great at that. Oh, you cannot save me, cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots.
you are not as tough as
Don't wanna test your luck with me. I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who were have-nots, who were not as tough as me. Don't wanna test your luck with me. I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who were have-nots, who were not as tough as me.
Anyway, enough of that, being nice. So, yesterday, we got a bit done yesterday. We didn't get a lot done on the car. But we did get a little bit done. Sorry about that banging, that would have just been my little microphone cord smacking on the screen. Anyways, we got the Chevy in the shed, so we can start working on that. You would have seen my mate kicking around. A couple of his, and then his mate come down as well. You'll see he cleaned out the boot because that was filth, so I just got to give that a vacuum. We gave that a bit of a scrape as. Right, so if you haven't followed, this isn't a video on this car, right? But if you haven't, if you go back and look at this car, what happened was this car was getting restored, and it was it was in very good condition. Like, for argument's sake, here's the little indicator. Now this part was fully restored, painted, restored, the whole bit. Okay, same was most of this. Most of this here, this is all the bits for this car. Now, most of this was had all been restored, all been painted. Then what they did is the car, I don't know if it's when they moved or what, I don't know, but somehow the car got put outside. They came to Queensland and the car was left outside. Okay, I think for a year or 2 years it was left outside just like it sits with no windows in it, nothing. So all the parts were in it. The boot in here was filled with parts. Now, when we opened it up, the boot was full of water. All of the boxes were full of water. As you can see, this is one of the boxes, and all the rust, well, that was actually full to the top of parts and water. So it's actually quite devastating, but all the work that someone did, it all got stuffed up. Anyway, so the back here was in pretty bad shape, and because they left it full of water, it did start to get a little bit of rusting happening. Alright, so what we did is we just scraped it. I just scraped all the flaky bits off. A lot of that could have been mud. So I'll give that a vacuum. I'll put some rust converter in it, and then I'm thinking of just painting that with the, I think we'll rust convert it. Then I think I'll paint it with I've got some grey Kill Rust outdoor. I'm just going to brush it on in there, I think, is what I'm going to do in the boot there. And that will be that done. So the plan is we've got this in now. As you can see, we've got a couple of jars here. They're all full of inox. And slowly we're putting parts in, cleaning the parts, putting them in the inox. And, alright, so here's just to show you something, guys, right? This thing here is obviously your pedal rubber, yeah? Well, this thing was like a brick. If you tried to bend that, you would have snapped it in two. Okay, now look at this. Look at it. This is from the inox. This has just been sitting for a couple of weeks in the inox. This thing is like better than a brand new rubber now. Okay, now that was like a brick. If I did that to it, it would have snapped and cracked. Alright, so I've got another one in there that I just put in last night. Now this one's off of our brake pedal we're going to use in our Bedford, and this one I actually got a little tiny crack in removing it, and this is still, you can see that there, it is still so old and brittle. Alright, so I've got that soaking in the inox, and we'll see in a few weeks what that one turns out like. So all of those parts in there, they haven't been wire brushed or nothing, they're just all they've had a little bit of a wash. See, they look like this. So they've had a little wash with water, and then they've just been thrown in the inox. Well, I'll just get a rag to wash it all off my fingers. So anyway, there's a little catch up on what's going on with that. So what we're going to do with this is, basically I'm going to just refurbish all these parts by cleaning them and inoxing them and getting them all to work. Then we're going to just reinstall them all in the car. Okay, we're going to put it all back in the car. The back seat's going to have to come out because we're going to have to clean under that back seat because we don't know what's under there. Basically, we're going to put the car back together. You know, we've got to get all this off, all this crap off. We've got to get that windscreen out as well. I got the other back window. I took the other back window out yesterday. So we'll silicone all the windows back in. We'll put all the trims in. We'll put the door latches back in, the handles. Let's make it look like a car again. Some of you are going to crack the shits, but that little 202 is going in it. We've got to weld the Jag front and rear in it. Right, so that's the plan. But this is not what this video is about. But we've got that in the shed so we can start tinkering on it. You wouldn't have seen, because it was off camera, Chief is not happy at all. He needs another tune-up. I'm not quite sure. I have to think about what he's doing. So for a start, we need a new battery and a new earth lead. The earth lead has got a bad connection, so we need to change the earth lead. But he runs good, and then as soon as it warms up a bit, it starts to play up a little bit. When you pull up at the, say you're driving up to the lights, as you're pulling up to the light, it will want to stall on you, and you'll have to get it into neutral really quickly, and like rev it and get it to clear itself, and then it will sit there and purr. And then you put it back in, and it's there. So I'm just not quite sure what it's doing it, but when it's cold, or then it's nice. So whether it's running a touch hot, I'm not quite sure. The gauge is saying okay. The gauge is reading halfway. But whether maybe that's, I have to put the infrared thing on to see what actual temperature it's given me at halfway. So whether it's running a touch warm, I'm not sure, or it's just I'm just not quite sure if the carby needs a tweak, or I'm just not quite sure why it's doing it. But yeah, so when it warms up, it just plays up a little bit. Like, it will drive good, but as soon as you come up to a set of lights and ask it to idle down, and it just wants to stall, and then you have to refire it. And so I'm not quite sure. We're going to work that out, and then we're going to have to give that a little tweak. But that's out now, so we can just drive it. So I don't know how impressed. I don't think he was too impressed, because he did not want to start yesterday. We've got to do that, the old chief. But we're here for this, so we do have a positive. That's right, we do have a positive on this stinking pedal. So this here is, it's maybe a little bit twicky for me to show you, but this is a brake pedal off of a HQ. Now normally they don't look like that. Okay, this is like, sorry about the bench. Actually, we'll come outside here, right? We'll do it on the table. Alright, so if I can get that to stand up somehow. So anyway, right, let's do it like this. Yeah? Right, that's better. So, as you can see, this here is, we've put a little woof in it, coming this way. So normally this pedal comes that way, and woofs out there. Okay? So what we've done is we've heated it, I've heated it up with the oxy, and I've got a bend going this way, and then this pedal was actually all kicked up like that. So then I've heated it up down here and got the pedal down like that. Now this may need to be cut slightly shorter. We'll see what we can install this, and then we may actually cut the foot pad off, and it may actually get welded on. You know, we may cut the pedal back here and weld it on up there. You know, and then we'll grind all this, you know, curve it, make it look all nice, so it will look all good. But we're not sure about that yet. We may get away with it as it is. But so we've put a new bend in it. Then my plan is, so we'll sit that there. There's our pedal. My plan is this. This is my plan. All right, so we're going to drill some holes in here, and this will get bolted in, and then we'll drill a hole through here, and we'll have that. And we've got the brake switch. I've got one in the box here. This section here will go on as well. That will go in there. Boom, boom. Right, so we'll have the brake switch working off of there. So yeah, the plan is we'll put a couple holes in here and put the bolt through. We'll have to cut some little, you know, little spaces for the bolt, so it packs it all nice, so it's not all flopping around. So that's my plan. That will get bolted in. That will go through there. We'll have our brake switch, we'll have our pedal. There'll be a bolt in and out. And then what we'll do is we'll probably have another little hole, like up here maybe. And we'll use one of these. We've got two holes here. So one will be for our rod going to our master cylinder, and the other one we'll put a spring on, and we'll bring here just to pull the, you know, so I don't know if we actually need that or not, but we're going to put a spring on it so the brake pedal will pop back up all the time. So that's the plan. I think that may work in there. Now, you know what the sucky part is it's now getting mounted up in here, which means I didn't really need to pull any of that out. Realistically, I didn't need to. So, but it's good in the end, because remember I said I wasn't happy with the little edge here. So we will redo that. All right. So anyway, yeah, see if we can make something, eh? Reaper. sweats. It's pretty hot today. Rightio, we just changed all that up. We found a... what did we use? We used the exhaust off a Suzuki Swift. I cut a... no, it's not 90 degree. It's probably a... I don't know. It's probably about a 60 degree or something. Bend. We cut one of them out. It's stainless, so we've cut one of them out of a exhaust, and that's proper fuel line there. So we our fitting comes up to, I don't know, probably here, and it comes up to over like there. So yeah, we've actually double clamped onto the fitting. Now it doesn't looks a bit ugly there, but that's just where it's going around the bend. It is actually the right size for it. But yeah, I've just pushed it on so far. That's all. So I've double clamped it. It should be good. So this is just our filler neck, yeah. And then we cut the neck up a bit. I remember, but that was like a reducing fitting on there. So yeah, we cut that back so that we got the right size there, and then this side over here just slid on, yeah. So that's all pretty good. It looks a little bit ugly, but no one's going to see it. So I think we'll see. I'm thinking I may box this in with some wood later, just here or something. I'm actually thinking of actually putting a piece in there, and then maybe put a piece there. I don't know. We'll see about that though. But our guards here, you know, whatever. But it works, and we put a new line on the breather thing, overflow breather thing, whatever you want to call that, which is proper fuel line again. We connected up our sender. We blew the lines out. We blew the hard lines out and threw some carb cleaner in them and blew them out again. There was a little bit of a blockage in there, so I'm glad we did that. I replaced that hose down there as well with a new one. We've got to neaten those lines up along there with some clips. Now this one we haven't done yet. We haven't connected this one to the other line as yet, because I think when they had ran these, I think they used to have like a little canister filter charcoal or some stupid anti-pollution gear up the front here, I reckon. And that's what that line went to, I think. I'm going to do some research. I don't think it's like I don't think it connects up into the system and runs back. I think we'll have to see what it is. I don't know how that works, but yeah, whether it has to be connected to the carb as like a return. You know, like I know in the race car fuel systems, we used to have a return line from up the top. If we over pressurized or something, it would send it back. But I don't know if that's what that is, or if that's just like a breather that went to this anti-pollution malarkey that was up here, which we're not running, of course. So I just need to do some research on that, because this may well just end up here somewhere with a little filter on it. I'm thinking. We'll see. So we've got to see about that. I think that could just be a breather. So we may just have a little tiny baby filter on the end there. So we'll see about that, and we'll get rid of that other line. So we're not sure. So we've got the lines done. We didn't connect up the front here. So yeah, we're up to, this is our line here. So yeah, we just need to put a hose from there to there. Easy peasy, eh? But we'll do that once we've finished getting the motor running and we connect up that tank properly. So that's what we're up to with that one. Next, I think, while we're down the back here, I might just keep working down here. I might do those we might do those two brake lines, I think, and get them done quickly, and then get out of this section. Then I think we'll see how, we're probably getting long in the tooth on this one, but yeah, we'll see how we go. Whether I call it there or whether I'm going to make this bracket. I'm going to start working on this. For this pedal, we want to get that pedal in. So whether the pedal's in this episode or not, I'm not sure. I reckon probably not. I reckon we'll do I'm going to do the pedal today, but I think that you'll have to wait for the next one, for that one, because the video will get too long. Okay, so I don't like making them too long. I only try to make them like half-hour max is what I try to do. The odd one goes a tiny bit more. I like to have them around that 20-minute mark, half hour, to keep you interested, eh? Because otherwise you get bored and turn it off. So, all right, I'm gonna go have some lunch quickly, and then I'm gonna come back and do those lines, and then we'll see where we're at. All right, Reaper. Right, so here we go. Here's our brake lines. This is how I did them. I think they look alright, eh? What do you guys reckon? Drop a comment what you think of me brake lines. Now we did have to, as you can see, we got the long threaded fittings, because that's all I could get. I couldn't get any short thread fittings, so that's what we had to deal with. I'm not really fussed by that. But other than that, I think we got them pretty neat. And Reaper, I reckon, on the brake line. So there's the two brand new brake lines on the back. So pretty much now, guys, we are done in the back. Other than making our cab mount and a couple of tray mounts, which I may look at. I may look at that today. We'll have a look. I think I've got a couple of little ideas. But no, actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something else today. That's in the next video for you guys, though. Not for this one, because we are coming to a close. Yeah, so we've basically got the back done, so we can start mounting some wood now. We can go get dig some bolts out, go hit the hardware shop. Well, hardware shop is my own hardware shop, that is, not the real hardware shop. I'll go hit my bolt collections up, and we can start building that, mounting that tray. Only thing we have to do, of course we've got to bleed the brakes, everything, but we're nowhere near that yet. Only thing we have to do is adjust out the brake shoes a little bit. 5-minute job. We can do that at the end. And other than that, I think our arse end is done for now. Like we've got to do the handbrake cable, our wiring to the battery, and we've got to do the cab and tray mounts. And other than that, I think we are done in the back. Oh, we got guards, yeah? Whether we change the guards or not. See, this was something. But that's a maybe job. And the other things we do have is we do have rear wheel bearings, and we do have leaf spring shackle bushes, but that will be, once the car's finished, we'll bring it back in one day and we'll do those at a later date. So anyway, that's going to be it for this one. We got a little bit done. We made some sort of a progress, because the reason we're stepping out, I would have done a bit. I'm going to keep working today, but the video's getting very, very long in the tooth. So like I've said, I don't like them too long. Because people don't like being videos, right? So there we are with it. Made some progress. Like I said, we made some progress on it, and that's what it's about at the moment, isn't it? Is just kicking some stuff off the list each day, if I can get something off the list. But we're getting closer and closer and closer now, guys. So it's not going to be long, and this badass Bedford is going to be back on the ground, and we're going to be driving the streets. All right, and here, I want to show you something. I just sussed something out. I actually don't even know how it's sitting here. Oh, that jack stand's not even on touching it. So how the hell what's holding the car up? We might want to look at that before we do any welding. Anyway, I'll go and like we say here, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. It's probably a bit long-winded, and see where we go. Stay tuned. This thing's coming too. We might do a video on that. And Reaper, we'll see you next time we're looking at you. Reaper. Reaper. Beep-a-beep-a-ba.